Well, I'm here close to the University of Porto, and I thought it was a very fitting place for me to ask you a few questions. So this is the revision of Module 1. Yes. Remember, I'll ask you the question. You can pause the video, try to remember. If you can't remember, that's okay. You can also do a little research and find the answer. But then after you've paused, play the video again and I'll tell you the answer, okay? So the first question is, what is the acronym PLOFT? What does it stand for? P-L-O-F-T, PLOFT. Go. Okay, so the areas of the brain. Remember, L stands for lobe, P is parietal, O is occipital, F is frontal, and T is temporal. Do you remember that we discussed that those areas, they have localized functions? However, the brain works more with neural networks than with specific areas, and if any of them is affected, other areas of the brain can take responsibility for whatever they were doing before, right? So question number 2, what is preposition? Go. All right, so preposition stands for presynaptic cell, postsynaptic cell, transmission and reception. This is basically how information is passed through the neurons, okay? And there's a lot of electricity going on. We have some chemicals called neurotransmitters also going on there, and they trigger different responses in different areas of the brain. Okay, great. Now number 3, memory. So this question is more complicated. I hope you can remember. The first one is, what are the types of memory we discussed, and how do you transfer something from one memory to another? Think about that. Go. All right, so we talked about a couple of different types of memory. The first is the sensory memory, which takes less than a second. And then if you are paying attention, you can transfer that to your working memory. That doesn't last very long, basically a minute, right? And then you can hold that information for longer than a minute, and you can transfer it to your long-term memory. Now, when you transfer it to your long-term memory, as long as you rehearse or repeat that, enough, it might stick. It will be there forever, right? And what is important, how do you transfer something from the working memory to the long-term memory? You basically rehearse, you practice a lot. That's how you do it, okay? And finally, the last question is, what is cognition? So cognition has to do with the process of thinking, reasoning, okay? Logic. So that's cognition. And this is the end of our module 1. I hope you enjoyed it. It's very cold, so I'm gonna find some place to stay warm, and I'll see you in a bit. Thank you for doing the neuroscience and learning course with me.